So thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Ray. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Scorpions' 1980 album release, Animal Magnetism. It is February. Today is February 1st. And it's Scorpions month, so just like what I did with one of my other previous videos, they're coming out with a new album, so I figured I'd go back in time a little bit and review one of their older albums. So today I'm going to be talking about a really cool album, not my top favorite, but a really cool one, Animal Magnetism from 1980. Here's the cover. It's right there, of course, you can see it better there. So this is a really incredible album. Herman Rarebell did a lot of the co-writing, and he's written several of the songs, including Make It Real and Don't Make No Promises Your Body Can't Keep. So writing those, he did some like cool lyrics. You don't think of a drummer much of as a song writer. You think of more usually the singer, or at least the guitarist. Those are usually people in the band that like write the songs. But anyways, let's get right into it. Another strange on the cover, but I kind of like this one. I mean, I like the girl. I think the girl's cute, and it's a good picture. It's a good, model of the girl, unlike some of the other ones that they've chosen, or some, you know what I mean, other past albums that they have done and other bands have done. Anyways, the dog thing I don't get. Herman Rarebell says it's the Animal Magnetism, so just decide to put an animal in there, decide to choose a dog. I kind of don't really get this cover specifically, other than sexual attraction thing, which is still kind of just odd, especially with that damn dog in there. Anyways, so the song was starting with song number 1, Make It Real or Fantasy. A real cool trill kind of riff in there. I think it's a really cool song. Make It Real or Fantasy. It's kind of a self-explanatory song, but of course it is one of the other things, and for those of you who have watched the other the Scorpions documentaries and stuff, Herman Rarebell has said that he wrote the kind of more dirty songs, and Klaus Meine wrote the romantic songs, which is very true. You hear that within the songs, especially if you know the Scorpions pretty well. So anyways, Make It Real or Fantasy is a really cool song, and it's a good song to start off the album. Song number 2 is Don't Make No Promises Your Body Can't Keep. He said something about everything on there was fake on the woman, but yeah, it's just another weird innuendo term that he came up with, or what the heck ever. I get it. It's just kind of weird. It's a good one because it's a long song title. Don't Make No Promises Your Body Can't Keep. It's kind of a long song title. The lines in it is, I saw this girl walking down the street and I thought, oh yeah, she looks rather neat. So, just to let some of you know, nobody has mentioned this. I mean, feel free to post any damn thing you want in the comments. I don't give a shit. But I sometimes say, well, cool and neat, or that's neat. And some people are, I know some of you are probably like, what do you mean by neat? Where the heck did they get that word? Neat is a word that has been used in late 70s, early 80s. And I used it a lot, and for some weird reason, I still do to this day. I don't care how corny it sounds. Cool is still used, and cool has been used since the 50s. Anyways, I figured I'd throw that in there. Who gives a shit about the word neat? I just thought that was kind of cool and interesting and neat that he used that in the song, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta mention that. Hold Me Tight, not to be confused with the Beatles' Hold Me Tight. This is a really cool one. This one has that kind of like slow groove to it, and it just seems like it would be a good song to learn for somebody who's relatively new at guitar. It kind of has this good slow groove to it. I love that groove to it. It's got a cool slow groove to it, and I love it. That's one of the other things about the Scorpions. You don't know if, they're been classified as metal. Are Scorpions metal? Well, kind of, but not really. They were like any of those other 70s bands. They were kind of hard rocking. In the 80s, they got heavier, but they still have like a lot of slow songs and a lot of clean tone stuff. So are they metal to an extent, but they're kind of also just hard rock and soft rock. Next song. 20th Century Man, another cool rocking one. I like it. It doesn't Knock Me Out. I think it's a pretty good song. There's nothing really much more I could say about it. It's a good song. I like 20th Century Man. Next. Lady Starlight. Now, Lady Starlight is a good song. It's one of the Scorpions ballads that people don't know. And, of course, everybody knows Wind to Change and Still Loving You. Still Loving You is an awesome song. Wind to Change is a good song. This is one of those Scorpion songs that there was no video for it and they didn't release it as a single. And it has a cool... It's a good slow song, and there's a lot of orchestration in it, and there's like cello in it, and violin, and some kind of horns of some kind. I forgot exactly what the heck those horns were. But anyways, it's a cool ballad, and it's a cool ballad that is not too overplayed or known. So that's always a good thing, because when a ballad is too overplayed and then too known, then it becomes a little annoying at some point. Falling in Love. It has a cool groove to it. Starts out with that palm muting riff, just single notes, just going ticking like that. It's really cool. I love that sound. I love the song. It's an awesome song. It just has this like groove to it, and it's a rocking song, and it's just another awesome song. I really love it. You Man. Now this one's okay. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. Woman, I'm Only a Man, and it's good. It's a good song. I don't really love it, but it's a pretty cool, it's a pretty good song. Okay, The Zoo. A lot of people know The Zoo. That one's played, that one's kind of promoted, and I don't really love that song. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I first heard The Zoo, and the first several times I heard it, I didn't really like it. There for the longest time I didn't like it. I didn't like it up until probably 8 to 10 years ago or so. But when I first heard it, I didn't really love it. It's a pretty cool song though. I like it. Okay, so on a little side note on this album, this is of course just an empty record thing that they have. I had it on tape cassette. And I did not buy this one until 1988, because it was right after Savage Amusement came out, where I think I went down to the store and Savage Amusement wasn't out yet, or I saw the video for Rhythm of Love, and I went to go get it, and they didn't have it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this one. So I bought this on tape cassette back in 1988. Back in 1988, and it was about a week or two before I got Savage Amusement. I waited a whole other week. Okay, so Animal Magnetism, the actual song off the album, I'm going to stop shaking this, is one of the coolest ones. I love that Klaus and Herman both co-wrote. It's definitely cool because it has that kind of, that's that mixture, I guess, with their writing styles. It's really cool. To The Zoo to an extent, but it's not that fast rocking, and it's not like, it's kind of slow, but has a groove to it. I really like the song. Okay, so the last song was supposed to be actually, well, they could have recorded it for this album, but they actually recorded it in 1978 for 1979's Love Drive album, 78, 79. Recorded it for the Love Drive album, and it's Hey You. And, of course, it was probably just not completely finished yet or what the heck ever. So they released it as a B-side to Zoo, and I think that's awesome. I didn't hear that song until years later when it was off Rockers and Ballads. The song, hit it. The song Hey You is an awesome one. I really love that song. Rudolph Schenker singing that one. And you hear Klaus singing the other parts where he's kind of like yelling and screaming. It's kind of funny too, because I love just the recording technique on it. He's yelling it and screaming it, but then he kind of sounds like he's in the background. So Klaus's part on it. I love the fact that Rudolph Schenker is actually singing lead vocals on it. Some people might consider it odd and corny how he's singing it. Hey, you, with kind of like a high voice. But it fits really well. It fits really good, and it's one of those songs, one of those rare songs where like, oh, here's an unreleased track, where a lot of people, including me, are like, why didn't they put this on, why didn't they put that song on this album? That would have been so awesome if they did, but they didn't. But they finally, They at least released it. That's my point. To the zoo. Off of this, I gotta put this dang album down and stop flaming around. Jeez. But that is it for the review. I hope you like it. Check out my other previous Scorpions video. I did a Scorpions video, my Scorpion story, of how I got into the Scorpions and everything. So that is within my videos. You'll find it. And thanks for watching. And keep in mind, right at the ending of February, or probably March 1st, I'm going to be reviewing the new album from the Scorpions, Rock Believer. Can't wait for that to come out. Looking forward to it. Keep rocking. And as always, thanks for watching. See you.